This game recap is presented by IBC Bank. We do more.
Quick, name the last San Antonio area sub-6A football team to play for a state championship. The correct answer, the Beavers of Falls City. The Beavers played for and lost the 2A Division II state title game 4 years ago to Wellington. One of Wellington's assistants, Britt Hart, was so impressed with Falls City that when the Beavers coaching job opened up a couple years ago, he took the job. Since then, he's continued the long-standing tradition of great Falls City football. Tonight, the Beavers take on the Comanches of Shiner, a team that's used to success not only in football, but in softball, coached by the same head coach, the legendary Steve Cherney. Let's head inside of Karnes County in Falls City and check out the highlights here on Friday Night Glory.
Before we get to football, a tip of the cap to Falls City for having a barbecue fundraiser to help raise money for some of the schools affected by Hurricane Harvey. It's been a theme all season as schools around the state are doing a great job helping out their fellow districts. Here is Shiner football and softball coach Steve Cherney. Comanches just missed out on becoming the first UIL school to ever three-peat in softball, and he has a title in football from earlier this millennium. Britt Hart had a chance to make a little unusual history if the Beavers could overcome history. Things haven't gone the Beavers' way in this series. Not only have they lost 7 of the 9 previous football meetings, Shiner has outscored them 110-0 the last 3 times they've played. In fact, Falls City hasn't even scored on the Comanches since the 2003 state quarterfinals, though they don't play every year. I mentioned Falls City lost in the 2013 2A Division II final, but Shiner also played in the 2A finals that year, though they lost to Stamford in the Division I title game during the run of great teams by Stamford. And how about this for an odd note? Britt Hart is tied with Pete Hart at Alvord for the most wins in history by a coach named Hart at 26. Alvord 0-3 in pointless heading into Week 4. Not only did the players warm up before the game, but so did the Falls City Spirit Squad. Hey, there are a few NFL teams that need a quarterback, so she might be on an NFL roster in the near future. To the game where Shiner's run game got started quickly. Opening minute of the contest, Shiner's Donye Taylor ran over the Falls City defense. He capped off the drive with a 12-yard touchdown run, 7-0 Comanches. Run game also worked well for Falls City. Second offensive play of the game for the Beavers, and it's Andrew Malcolm dashing his way down the sidelines 70 yards to the end zone. Let me remind you in 2A that a lot of players play offense and defense. 2-point conversion failed, 7-6 Shiner after 1. By the way, that ended a run of 117 straight points scored by Shiner against Falls City. Let's zip into the second quarter with Falls City facing a 4th and 1 at midfield. Quarterback Keyshawn Johnson will try to run the ball. Arrow is pointed to Shiner's Colin Boynock. You know when the arrow is out, something will happen. And something did happen as Boynock breaks past the line and stops Johnson behind the line of scrimmage. Ensuing Shiner drive, Lane Nevlud bounced right, then left, then passed the Beavers secondary on a 30-yard touchdown run, 14-6 Comanches.
Big man up front, paved the hole. I just do my job and follow him in there and take it from there. It's something we take pride in Shiner. Year in and year out, we always turn out with good offensive linemen, big physical boys. Many of them my classmates, and they work hard each day at practice, and it pays off on Friday nights.
Beavers drove deep into Comanche territory, but a fumbled snap by Falls City and subsequent recovery by Nevlud ended the drive. On to the third quarter, but check this out. It looks like a treehouse or something where some of the fans can watch the game, but this is Falls City's version of the Wrigley Field rooftops in Chicago. Unfortunately, those fans saw Johnson back to pass, and he was intercepted by Taylor, who ran the gift back to the end zone for a pick 6. He had a touchdown on offense and defense, 21-6 Shiner.
We have a very young team. We rely on our underclassmen to step up in big-time games like tonight, and Donye does just that. I mean, we rely on him heavily, and he performs every night.
Later in the quarter, Johnson with a chance to get Falls City back into the game, but his pass tipped around in the end zone and eventually intercepted by Cole Jalufka. Ensuing drive, Boynick helped Shiner cash in on the turnover on a 22-yard touchdown run to pretty much put the game away. Shiner forced 3 turnovers and scored touchdowns off of all of them. Fourth quarter, Falls City would score a touchdown. This was the ensuing 2-point conversion attempt. Johnson run over in the backfield by S.L. Lewis. All 240 pounds of the senior on the tackle. Shiner makes it 8 wins in 10 games against Falls City. Final score 35-12.
We did struggle a little bit the first half with them. Didn't give them any big plays or anything. We were playing pretty sound, but we were killing ourselves offensively with penalties. And that was one reason why the game stayed as close it was. But then Danye had a big pick right there to start the second half and ran it back, and our momentum just really swung our way then. We're not going to throw the ball very much, and this year we've got a little size in our line, and we're going to lean on them heavily. We got to get them in better shape. But and Tyler Mickish did a great job of running our offense and reading the veer as well.
Reporting from Falls City, I'm Greg Sherman for Friday Night Glory.